After a violent mob attacked the US Capitol on January the 6th, the Biden administration made so-called domestic terrorism a top priority. Resources in FBI field offices have been moved, more federal lawyers employed to prosecute cases. Attorney General Merrick Garland says it's the biggest threat facing America.
In the FBI's view, the top domestic violent extremist threat comes from racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocated for the superiority of the white race.
In a statement, President Joe Biden said domestic terrorism caused by hatred, prejudice and other extremism is a stain on the American soul. It goes against everything our country strives for. Garland was the federal prosecutor in the Oklahoma bombing, the biggest case of domestic terrorism in US history. 168 people died. That was in 1995. In recent years, the number of attacks has increased. From the targeting of members of Congress by a left-wing gunman at a baseball game, the shooting at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando where 49 people died, and the car attack on anti-fascist protesters in Charlottesville in Virginia, which killed a young woman. Now the FBI plans to increase intelligence sharing, work with tech companies to eliminate content that could incite extremism, and work across government to identify and root out potential attackers or supporters, even in military and law enforcement.
The national strategy is designed to coordinate and provide a principled path for the federal government's efforts to counter the heightened domestic terrorism threat using all available tools.
The Trump White House was often reluctant even to acknowledge the issue of domestic terrorism, often comparing the threat from right-wing extremists to that of Black Lives Matter protests and Antifa, the anti-fascist group, even though intelligence reports said that white supremacy was a key driver of domestic terrorism. This plan acknowledges the elevated threat and asks Congress to find $100 million to help fight it. The Justice Department, led by Garland, is evaluating whether to ask Congress to pass a specific law addressing what it regards as domestic terrorism. They currently don't exist. Many lawmakers believe existing laws are enough. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, the White House.